Greetings everyone, we are here for our final match of the SFT AHT Tempe Village $1,000 Championship. We have two players that are both looking for their first titles, and they're both also making their first title match appearance. As I'm doing the introductions, the players are going to practice behind there, so just ignore them, and then I'll get our introductions going as well as our storyline. Keep in mind, seeding in the final match is based on each player's semifinal score. Your number 2 seed has not bowled out of his mind this weekend. He's been able to continue to make cuts each round. Isn't the highest, isn't the lowest, just kind of even keel, doing what he needs to get by each round. He bowled 681 with handicap to qualify on Sunday. He then just barely made the semifinal round, shooting 647 with handicap in the quarterfinals. He just beat Kevin Inamoto by 11 pins in the quarterfinal round to sneak into the semis as the number 3 seed. He then had the hurdle of trying to win his first B Division title in his first try, not to mention that he had to take down his mom in the process. So definitely on a streak though today. He was able to do that in that match, a very tight semifinal match. He shot 238 with handicap. He, as I mentioned, is looking for his first SFT AHT title and his first title match appearance. Representing the lefties out there as well as the junior bowlers, your B Division champion and number 2 seed is Myles Hamilton. Myles Hamilton will be getting 31 pins of handicap. This brings us to our number 1 seed. He has gotten very used to being the number 1 seed this weekend as he has dominated the entire weekend. This is probably so far one of the most dominant performances we've seen this season, especially if he's able to win. If I had to put my money on someone, I would definitely put it on him, the way his ball reaction and scoring has been so far. He was our high qualifier on Saturday with 769 with handicap. He then led the A Division in the quarterfinals with 749 with handicap. He continued his dominance in the semifinal match, shooting 263, beating his opponents by a very large sum. He is the clear favorite going into this match based on his scores and ball reaction so far. So, without further ado, representing the A Division is this weekend's A Division champion, getting 21 pins of handicap, looking for his first SFT AHT title, Dewberry. The storylines for our final match, as always, are pretty good ones. The first one is the fact that both of these guys are in their first title match ever. Anytime you're doing the first thing ever in competition, nerves can definitely come into play. So it'll be very interesting to see if the execution level of both of these guys, how they attack the lanes, their demeanor, anything like that, if those things change because of the environment here, we'll definitely be able to see if they get nervous, things like that, which would be interesting. The main storyline with Dewberry is that he just recently purchased a ball specifically for the drier conditions that he faces in the final rounds of the tournament here. He's been bowling with the SFT AHT since we picked it back up in March. He's high up in the season points race. He's had a fairly successful season, but he has not been able to get out of the semifinal round. He has felt like this has been due to his equipment. His least aggressive ball so far has been a track 505A, excuse me, and the ball he just recently picked up is a track 300C. He has been using this ball all weekend during all of his matches, from qualifying to now. It is clear that it's working very well for him. As I was telling you, his scores during his introduction, he is having a very good weekend. So not only is it interesting that he has made this adjustment for this round of the tournament and that it might work well for him, but what else is interesting is that it is a track ball. And track is our official ball of the Strike Force Tour. They are a sponsor, and they do have incentives in place. He could win a free track ball of his choice today if he were to win throwing any track ball. So not only is he in contention for the $1,000, not only is he in contention for the big check and the pride, but there's a free bowling ball on the line as well, which makes it a little bit more interesting. The storyline with Myles is a little more complicated, but bear with me here. I promise it's worth hearing. It makes it very interesting, especially if you're here in the center watching the match. He was the only one in our quarterfinals that was not in the progressive pot. For those of you that haven't bowled with us before, I'll explain what this means. The progressive pot is an additional pot that you can enter when you pay your entry fee for the tournament. It basically allows you to pay more to win more. The progressive pot entry fee is $20, and whatever gets paid into the pot for the entire tournament is what gets paid out at the end of the event. So it gets paid back out 100%, no money rolls over or anything like that. Now with that in mind, our $1,000 guarantee on first and our $500 guarantee on second includes the progressive pot. If you are not in the progressive pot, you can only win half of those amounts. This weekend, because we had over 100 entries, a lot of the prizes were increased. All the checks went up at least $10 if you were in the semifinals. The semifinalists got paid $40 more, second place went from $500 to $550, and so on. What this means is if Ben Dewberry, who is in the progressive pot, wins, he gets $1,000 for first. If he comes in second, he gets $550. If Myles Hamilton, however, who is not in the progressive pot, if he wins, he can only get $500. If he comes in second, he can only get $275. Again, he can only win half of those amounts. What makes this as exciting is that since $500 is set aside for first place and $275 set aside for second, to pay out those guarantees, if Myles were to finish in those positions, whatever money is set aside to pay out those guarantees, since he's not in the progressive pot, actually goes to all of the bowlers below him, so they potentially win more money. So for example, if he were to win first today, first is normally $1,000, it's $500 and traditional prize fund, $500 in progressive pot. Well, if he's not in the progressive pot, that $500 goes back down to all of the bowlers below him in the quarterfinals. The reason this makes it even more exciting is that a lot of the quarterfinalists are here watching the final match. A lot of them stick around to watch the final match because they're waiting for their checks and to get paid after the quarterfinal. Since they're watching and they know that if Myles wins, they get paid more, a lot of the times this means that they end up rooting for Myles. So even though Ben Dewberry has a lot of momentum going into this match, even though he's been dominating, you have to wonder the energy of the crowd and things like that, if that may play a role. If you have a lot of people rooting for your competitor, for your opponent, can that affect your swing? Can that affect your performance? There's no way to know besides to get the action started. So I will stop talking and we will head down to the lanes. Dewberry was the higher seed based on his semifinal score. He has elected to finish the match first, which means he's going to have Myles get us started on the left lane. So here we go. Well, for all you sports fans out there that are familiar with Chris Berman, you'll know what I mean when I say that is why they play the game. Ben Dewberry was coming in with all of the momentum, hadn't bowled a game under 200 all weekend with handicap. Each time he bowled, no one was close to him, and in the most crucial time, he bowls his lowest score of the tournament by nearly 40 pins. Where Ben's performance was very uncharacteristic of his weekend and how he's been bowling, Myles was exactly as he has been, not bowling way over his average, but staying out of trouble, making his spares, and bowling just enough to get him by. It was a very exciting match. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Congrats to our runner-up this weekend. I know he wanted to finish higher, especially based on his performance all weekend. Congrats to Ben Dewberry on his first title appearance, as well as taking home $550 since he was in the progressive pot. Our big winner, our title winner this weekend, representing the B division, Myles Hamilton. He'll be taking home $500 as well as his first SFT AHT title and bragging rights as to the tournament champion of our last standard event in the 2012 season. Well, that wraps it up. I look forward to seeing you all either at our Crisscross Doubles event, which is Saturday, December 29th at AMF Christown Lanes. That will be a fun force format, very affordable, no finals, just a little fun event. And then our much anticipated event, the 2013 season opener. It will begin our season points race, our circuit race, guaranteed prize funds, all of our new 2013 season editions. That will also be at AMF Christown Lanes on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Very exciting event. I look forward to seeing you guys there. I hope you enjoyed this presentation of the SFT AHT AMF Tempe Village $1,000 Championship. And as always, thank you for tuning in.